Hi, my name is Joe, and I'm here today to do an A/B test between Seymour Duncan quarter pounder pickups mounted in a Washburn P-Bass copy and M&V Atlas pickups mounted in a Mexican Fender. These are all, they really are, for all intents and purposes, the same bass. First, I'm going to start with the Duncan. I'm going to try and do this as systematically as possible. I'm going to play the Duncan fully closed with all bass settings, then 2/3, then half, then fully open. And I'll try to play a couple of different styles so you can get a sense of how the Duncan pickups react. And then I'll do the exact same thing with the M&V pickup. So this is the Duncan pickup fully closed. So start with the fully closed setting. So it still has great clarity even though it's very thick. And now 2/3 closed. Change. Okay, now I'll go to 2/3 open. Now fully open. The Duncan has a somewhat more, slightly more scoop sound. It's got more highs to it. It's got a lot of lows, but it doesn't have that many mids. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way open. So you get the highs. The highs aren't quite so sharp, but they're more filled out. It really has to do with the physics of the pickup. Little background as to how precision bass pickups are arranged. Normally, from I guess 1956 or 57, when Leo Fender changed around his pickup design to be humbucking, these pole pieces were arranged on either side of the string, and that was because back then bass amplifiers really couldn't deal with these huge spikes, and they would distort. And also, bass players were trying to replicate the sound of an acoustic upright bass, so they didn't want quite that powerful, snappy attack that we're looking for nowadays. So those are the things that made him put the pole pieces on either side of the string. So it's really kind of a indirect agitation or stimulating of the magnetic field from the string. These pole pieces are steel usually, and they're magnetized by two ceramic magnets that are on either side. They're touching on either side of these pole pieces underneath the magnet, and that makes it for a different kind of a sound, a frequency profile. Usually makes it a little kind of a woollier, thicker sound, although these are actually some really remarkably bright pickup. These are the Seymour Duncans. So these are arranged, as far as I know, like the standard pole pieces, although as I'm looking at these, they look sort of more like magnets, so maybe the Duncans the quarter pounders are magnets, and maybe that's why it's so much brighter. But that's the way normally precision bass pickups are arranged. On these M&V Atlas precision bass replacement pickups, they're directly retrofittable, but the first big difference is these pole pieces are directly under the strings, which makes the attack, the start of the note, and the sensitivity to your fingers a lot greater, because how a magnet reacts is very much affected by how close it is to what's exciting it. So that's one of the things. The other thing is that these are much, much larger pole pieces. They're about double the size of standard precision bass pole pieces at 3/8 inch diameter. And the pole pieces themselves are magnets, so there's no ceramic magnets or any kind of magnets underneath. These are the magnets. And it's all these things taken together. Also the resistance value. These are about 11.8 k ohm resistance, whereas the Duncan quarter pounders are about 12 k. Those things affect the power, the frequency profile. Usually the more windings and resistance, the less highs you have, and the more mids and bottom ends. And those are the big differences. If you need to, you should think about guitar pickups and basses and guitars and so on in terms of recipes. Each thing has an effect. It's sort of like adding more salt or adding more sweetness or whatever. And one of the big ways of doing that is how you arrange the pickups themselves. And that's basically it.